Hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the open source. What is open source? It is a source that is non-protection, a source that is used to open another source. Well, actually, open source is none of each we mentioned before. Open source is actually a free and public source that is available to use for any persons. So what is exactly open source is? Well, basically, it is a base data source for any program. The special is it is available for any other person instead of only the creator. Because it is available to use for any person, it usually developed as collaboration ways. In addition, most of the open source will be free to any of the people that is using them. It means that the creator won't keep the patience of the open source, and it is also not belong to any of the person as well. The open source is also a certification mark for OSI. So what is OSI? About OSI, it is a model raised by the International Organization for Standardization. Uh, Organizations for Standardization is a non-governmental organization that includes 162 countries around the world. The headquarters of Organization for Standardization is set in Geneva, Switzerland. The organization is using to set the rule of international industrial and commercial. For the open source aspect, it sets the rule about open source frame and how it should be designed. Um, about the rule of the open source. Well, to make the open source data, there are several rules that the creator should follow. First, the creator must make sure the source data can share with others without any limitations. A limitation source data can be treated as an open source. Second, the source code uh, also have to be available for anyone. This should be checked by creator before the code has been posted in public. And third, the creator has to improve the version and update it in any time it needed. It is important step to because it helps the other users to ensure they won't have to use an open with tons of problems. Um, in addition, there are also several rules that I haven't mentioned yet. Like the creator also have to consistently check the bugs. It is important for the creator to check the bugs whenever it needed. And also, the creator has to ensure the code is available in any moment. The creator has to keep the open source working in any times. And sometimes if there has any problems occur, the creator has to fix it to ensure that other users won't have the issues when they are trying to use it. And also, the creator has to check the borders problems. Uh, borders borders problems might not cause a very big issues for the software. However, by the accumulations, the broad problems can make a big problems for the software eventually. So I'm going to use an example for the open source case study, the Linux. This is what the Linux sign is. So what is Linux? It is a free and open source software. It is operating by Linux kernel, and it is also the most well-known open source software in the world. In the very beginning, it is designed for the personal computer operation system only. And but now in today's, after the development, The Android, Google Trump are enlightened by Linux, and it has been one of the most well using um, open source software in the world. In nowadays, it has been applied in more other aspects, like such like the personal computer, like the phone operating system, and uh, phone operating system only indicates the Android, and also like the pad. So, what can the Linux do? Linux can do many things, but basically it will like using to make the browser design. Well, um, also it will like use to make the design of personal computer operating system. And since like the Linux is an open source software that open to all the IT engineer, they can also use it to make the designs by themselves to make their personal cell phones and cell phones operating system. And like the Android, which is the one of the most well-known systems that has also using the Linux frame to make the operation system of the cell phone. And like the pictures, this is how like this is the applications that the Linux can do to make the design. So um so we now we are going to introduce some parts of the Linux. The first part is the bootloader, which is a splash screen that all of the IT designer will see in the very beginning when they are using the Linux. Well, it's a splash screen that just appears like this on your computers. It will like disappear very soon, and it has no any damages to the computers. It just like show some information about the Linux. The second one is the kernel. Kernel is the actually part called Linux. It's a very important part for Linux system. Like it manage like it manage the CPU, memory, and peripheral device. It helps the whole Linux system and support it to make sure that it can work correctly. The third one is Daemons. Daemons is a background service, including like print, sounds, or etc. Uh, so what can Linux do? Linux can do Linux. The daemons can do some background service supports, and it might not be the prime system, but it's also a very important system for the kernel. And the fourth one, the graphic service. Well, it's a subsystem as well, and also some of the engineer will call it the X server. Like it is works to do some graphic operations in the Linux. So it just look like how it should be right in Linux, like as the image show. So about the Linux computing program. Well, Linux has its special computing program. So like the image has shown below. When a designer wants to design his personal Linux systems, he have to write the systems like this picture shown. Well, basically, it will use only the I or IS will be the correct to be used, and like in this systems, it is a almost complete systems for the Linux. About the shell script, well, shell script is another important part of the Linux. Well, so it's so what's the reasons to use a shell script? First of all, it can avoid the repetitions. How does it can avoid repetition, and also it can avoid some backups. Um, 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 uh, in addition, it can also avoid the system monitoring. So shelf script. So how does shelf script do? Like it has three kinds of shelf script that will be used during the during writing the Linux system. First, the shell break. The system's language is like if, else, or break. The self command. The system language is cd, is, or echo. The control flow, which should be if, then, else. So like the pictures has shown, there has some echo, like the echo, which is usage and dominant name. So and also it has type that exists. And besides of these two, it has the if and then on the last line, and which is also um, the working language for writing a Linux system. So shell script. Why should we use a shell script? It has several advantages. First, there's no need to switch different syntax. It is easier for the IT engineers to write the systems following the shell script. And second, it is effective to write. Well, by using the shell script, the IT engineering can write the whole systems with a very logical and clear ways, and so it will help them to save some time to writing it. And the third one is quick start, which is very helpful to start a new systems. However, what's the disadvantage of the shell script? First of all, the error cost very high. If there has any errors happens, it might crash all the systems and make it doesn't work anymore. And also, it's slow operating speed, and which is also has be a big problem for some IT program. And the last, it is inappropriate to large mission. So the shell script is very convenient, but sometimes it will not suitable for some large missions. So what does the Linux pros that we should use it? First of all, it is developed personal Linux, which is not like the normal system we have seen, the Android, the Google, or even the iOS. Well, it can help the designer to develop their own operating systems, which is very special and which is unique. And also, it's totally free. And the designers can also distribute their changes to others, which can help some of them to solve the problems they cannot solve. And also, it takes little source and space to your computer or any operators you use. However, what's the Linux cores that we should not use it? First of all, well, it's not user friendly for most of the normal people. And also, there's no tech support to fix the bugs. The bugs has to be figured out by the creator themselves instead of some personal personal supporting groups to help you solve it. And also, it's not suitable for certain hardware or old hardware. It is very unfriendly for those who did not upload their hardwares or maybe use some hardwares for many years. And this is my bibliography. Thank you.